Row number 5 on the inside from Sunnyvale, Texas, Sam Haferteep Jr. in the 15H. He'll be joined by the number 91, Tony Fiore out of Manheim, PA, in the number 91, starting 6th on the field. Takes back to the next row, and on the inside, it is Prairie City, Iowa's Linton Jeffrey behind the wheel of the number 15, and his outside, hailing from Ephrata, PA, it's Jeff Halligan, number 45. Final starter on the field, the number 20 car of Ryan Taylor out of Perkasie? No. Is that right? Perkasie. Yeah, Perkasie. I think it's what it was. Pennsylvania. And the number 20 rounds out the field. It's getting set to go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast tonight. Don't forget that FloRacing subscription is good for everything on Flo Sports. Everything. Flo Wrestling, Flo Hockey, Flo Marching Band, Flo Gymnastics, Flo Soccer. There's all kinds of stuff up there. You need to check it out. 27 different verticals. Flo Bikes. But that yearly subscription, good for everything. Download the Flo Sports app. Check out the Flo Films, too. There's a lot of documentaries up on Flo, and a lot of people assume that everything that's on FloRacing goes out on social media. That's not the case. There's a tremendous amount of content that goes directly to the Flo Sports and FloRacing website. If you download the Flo Sports app, you can actually, one of the things I highly recommend you do if you're looking for highlights of the racing action from the races that happened the night before, because some nights, like this Friday, for instance, we have 6 different races taking place. Well, if you want to see the highlights the next day, on that Flo Sports app, you literally can just tap the highlights at the top of the page. It'll show you all the highlights right there in chronological order, which is pretty darn handy if I do say so myself. So make sure you check all that out, all part of the FloRacing subscription. But we do thank and appreciate each and every one of you for joining us here on the broadcast tonight as we are underway with night number 5 of the Pennsylvania Sprint Speedweek presented by Red Robin Gourmet Burgers and Brews, the 31st annual. We are at Grandview Speedway in Bechtelsville, Pennsylvania for Levan Machine and Equipment Hodnick Cup 35-lap feature event, $10,000 to win. All part of the Thunder on the Hill Racing Series out here at Grandview Speedway. The perpetual trophy on display down on the stage. If you were tuned in a little bit before this or were paying attention, Jeff was talking about that a little bit, the perpetual trophy. But heat race number 1 of 3 getting set to take place. 27 cars checking in. Traditionally, the car count just a tick lower out here at Grandview, as this is the furthest distance traveled from Central PA. We definitely have got a lot of good names out here, as evidenced by this first heat race that we're looking at. So 3 heat races on tap here tonight. We'll take the top 6. And again, it works just a little bit different for the PA Sprint Speedweek. Your quickest qualifier starts 4th. Everybody else lines up straight up based on their qualifying time. So Brent Marks is the fastest qualifier. We'll advance the top 6 out of these heat races. And from those top 6, the heat race winner and the fastest qualifier, should they transfer, will both redraw for a starting spot in tonight's 35-lap feature event. If the fastest qualifier wins the heat race, they eliminate a redraw spot. I think it's pretty darn cool. So something to keep in mind. So Brent Marks, if he can come away with the win on this, he'll eliminate a redraw spot from tonight's feature event. So taking 6 from the heats, everybody else to the Bs. The Bs are lined up straight up based on their finish in the heat race, with the exception of the 2 fastest qualifiers that do not advance out of the heat race will start on the front row of the B. So the fastest qualifiers not advancing out of the heat race start on the front row of the B. Everybody else is lined up straight up based on their finish from the heat races. We race that one through. We'll take 6 more from the B, and that'll be a 24-car field tonight. No provisionals for the Pennsylvania Sprint Speedweek presented by Red Robin Gourmet Burgers and Brews. So now you're abreast of that situation. The sun has set behind the mountains. So we are finally in shadow over here. Nice little breeze blowing out here at Grandview Speedway. It's a beautiful night to be at the racetrack. Well, we appreciate each and every one of you for joining us on FloRacing. Tomorrow night, the Pennsylvania Sprint Speedweek heads to Port Royal Speedway, the Speed Palace in Port Royal, Pennsylvania. You can come join us out there on the big old half mile. If you're not able to make it, we'll be broadcasting that one live the next 2 nights. It goes to Hagerstown and Williams Grove. We will not be broadcasting those races, unfortunately. We will be back at Port Royal on Saturday, however, for the Greg Hodnick Classic at Port Royal Speedway. That'll be on Saturday. The PA Speedweek comes to an end at Sealands Grove Speedway on Sunday. Will be the final day. 10 races on the agenda. The last time they ran 10 races was a couple years ago, but they did get all 10 in, no rainouts. And I know the weather is looking just a tick questionable, but hoping it holds. So I'm looking forward to attending some of the races that we're not broadcasting. I know I got a lesson on how to say the hometown. I just saw the tweet on there, Craig. I need to get the phonetic spelling in there because I forgot. He's from PA. Pretty much everybody. Well, I say pretty much everybody. Got a lot of racers from out here. We had 9 states represented in 3 countries last night. So we're down a country tonight. So set to go. Macri down on the inside. Raymer sitting to the outside. Green flag set to fly. 10 laps the distance now, contrary to what it says on my little lineup sheets. The top 6 will advance 10 laps the distance. There goes Macri. Right across the nose. Freddie Raymer puts him back into the number 2 spot, still taking the top 6 out of this one. Look back for the bump spot. It's going to be Linton Jeffrey in the number 15 car. Ryan Smith trying to work down on the inside. The 15H of Haferteam. He'll pick him off down in turn 1 and 2. Haferteam shuffle back a position. Here comes Brent Marks. Look out, one up and over. Tony Fiore got into the wall down in turn number 1 and 2, and he is capsized big time. Oh my, slid up high and just glazed into it. And that thing cartwheeled so hard it never even dented the wing. Like it completely cleared the wing, and that happened clear at the tail of the field. That was a ride as he got into the containment fence with the bottom of the race car. It kind of sprung him back out onto the racetrack, and I know we probably missed that one. We may have caught it on the dump shot, but that happened back at the tail of the field. And that thing, wow. Fire and safety crew checking on Tony in there. I see him moving around. Oh, I see his hands out there, so he is getting out of the race car, so it looks like he is okay. My goodness gracious. Whenever you flip so hard your wing doesn't even touch the ground, that is a bad, bad flip. So tow truck's coming out onto the scene. Heavy damage to the back of that race car. So he is okay. Wowie. See him getting out and taking a look at it. Came out here and joined us tonight. Was not with us down at Lincoln Speedway, the fabulous Lincoln Speedway. Looking back through, if you were not able to check out any of the other Pennsylvania Sprint Speedweek racing action, we've had 4 races thus far. The first night was won by Lance DeWeese at Williams Grove Speedway. The second night was Brent Marks. The third night was Brent Marks again up at Baps Motor Speedway. We came back to the fabulous Lincoln Speedway last night, and Justin Peck was able to pick up the win. Currently, Brent Marks is the points leader in the 31st running of the Pennsylvania Sprint Speedweek presented by Red Robin Gourmet Burgers and Brews. Danny Dietrich was second in points coming into tonight. Rico Abreu, Justin Peck, and Paul McMahon round out the top 5. Freddie Raymer was 6th, Sam Haferteep Jr. 7th, 8th was Ryan Smith, Anthony Macri, and Lucas Wolf are your top 10 in PA Speedweek points. Now, these PA Speedweek races also count towards the Champion Racing Oil Central PA Sprint Car Series presented by Hoseheads points. Anthony Macri is your current points leader in that, the Central PA Sprint Car Championship. Freddie Raymer is 2nd. Danny Dietrich, Lance DeWeese, and Brent Marks are your top 5. Alan Crimes, Dylan Sisney, Logan Wagner, Chase Dietz, and Justin Peck are your top 10. So a little hook action taking place. Again, thanks so much for joining us. If you visit the FloRacing websites, and I was telling you how to check out the upcoming events, super easy to do. At the top of it, it says schedule. I thought it said events, but it says schedule. And whenever you click on schedule, it takes you to the event schedule, hence my confusion. But tomorrow night, we're going to be live from Port Royal Speedway. On Thursday, we have the USAC Sprints happening at Plymouth Speedway. There is a late model special at Florence Speedway. We have weekly racing for Thunder Road Speed Bowl. That's awesome. You need to check out a little bit of pavement racing if you haven't already done so. We've had a lot of top 5s come out of the Thunder Bowl, which is very cool. IRA Sprints are going to be at the Plymouth Dirt Track. Don't be confused by that. The Plymouth Dirt Track and Plymouth Speedway, 2 different places. One's in Wisconsin, and the other one is in Indiana. So Plymouth Dirt Track up in Wisconsin, I believe. Weekly racing at Kossuth County Speedway. That's how you say that one. I do know how to say Kossuth. So Kossuth County Speedway happens tomorrow night, or on Thursday night as well, and then the comp cams at I-30 Speedway also, and that's just on Thursday night alone. You can watch multiple ones. If you get on your TV or you get on your laptop and send it to your TV, you can figure out a way to bring up multiple screens, then just unmute the one you want to watch. You can get like a 4-square going on, or a 6-square, or whatever your internet will handle. Me, myself, I prefer to watch on my Fire Stick. You can download the app onto your Fire Stick and Roku as well, and then you can just use the remote control and flip back and forth. Be super lazy. Keep your feet kicked up. Drink some lemonade. Friday. Oh, we got motocross on Friday. Stafford Speedway, Lincoln Park Speedway, Marshalltown. If you haven't seen Marshalltown Speedway and the IMCA racing out there, that's some of the best racing in the nation. Happens every Friday night in Marshalltown, Iowa. I'm going to be there later in the year. I'm looking forward to that. The World Nationals, huge 10,000 win modified event, pulls modifieds from far and wide. And that is a must-see event, but we're going to have it on FloRacing if you can't make it out to Marshalltown, Iowa. The old black dirt out there. That's a lot of organic content. So everybody firing back off, get tucked back up. We have 9 laps remaining. 1 lap scored in the books before all that excitement broke loose down in turn number 1 and 2. Race leader Anthony Macri up front. Macri working on his short track program. Pulled off last night during the feature event, as did Freddie Raymer right behind him. Raymer, again, thinks he broke a connecting rod in his engine last night. They weren't sure. They swapped motors today, though, and he is back again. Not sure what was going on with Macri. Regardless, he is leading this heat race, looking to get himself into a redraw here on one of these feature events. Percasey. That's not what was sent to me before. I don't mind, if you are watching one of these broadcasts and I'm announcing just for the broadcast, I like this because I can just talk to you. It's just me and you. But hear me mispronounce something, don't be afraid to tweet at me and give me the proper pronunciation. The only thing I ask is that for 100% that's how it's pronounced. Because if you're not sure, I'm already not sure. And that's never going to work out well for me because I'm the one that's saying it out loud. Set to go. Raymer's ready to rock and roll. Down on the inside. Bring it past Cone down into the corner. Here comes Freddie Raymer looking around the outside. 51 car trying to gather up a little bit of momentum and speed and run down Anthony Macri. Macri, the 39, keeping it down low on the racetrack. Powers onto the front. Top 2 cars break away from Brett Marks in the 19. Marks is going to keep it in tight to the tires down that end of the racetrack as well and follow along. Top 3, 4th is Ryan Smith. 5th is Hafer-Teep, and rounding out the top 6, Linton Jeffrey in the number 15 car. And I love the green that they painted the tires. A lot of visibility right there. Makes it easy for these drivers to see them down the inside of the racetrack. No excuse for plowing a tire. Macri clipping them off. 6 laps to go, 4 laps scored in the books. That time by for Macri in the number 39 car. Challenge might be happening a little bit further back in the field as Ryan Taylor's picked off 1 car, working on a second. He can get around Linton Jeffrey, and that's going to be a transfer spot into the feature event, although he gave up some distance that's last time through. He's up front. Freddie Raymer changing up the game plan, trying to get a run on Anthony Macri in the 39, looking for a heat race win. Brent Marks, quickest qualifier out there. It looks like he's not going to be able to come to play on that one. It'll be 3 laps to go this time by. If Marks could win, he eliminates the redraw spot. He ain't going to happen in heat race number 1. Tell you what might happen, though, is that final transfer position might be given away or taken away. Linton Jeffrey's got it. Ryan Taylor's trying to get it away from him. Not close just yet. We might drop back to that battle if it does get close. 2 laps to go. White flag coming out the next time by for Anthony Macri up front. Fully capitalizing on that front row starting position for the 39M car, the Concrete Kid. Raymer still solid in number 2 spot. Marks is solid in 3rd. 4th is Ryan Smith. 5th is Hafer-Teep. Linton Jeffrey, your 6th and final transfer spot coming out of this heat race number 1. And we'll put that one into the book. Checkered flag flies. And that song shall remain the same. Ryan Taylor was there for a little bit. Jeffrey slipped away from him, however. Hangs on to the final transfer positions. That'll do it for heat race number 1. We'll send them back into the pit area. And heat race number 2 set to roll out onto the racetrack. The Deuce is going to line up like this on the inside of run number 1 out of St. Helena, California. Should be Rico Abreu, the 24R car. The Rowdy Energy sponsored ride rolls from the pole into his outside. Another 24 car. This one out of Liverpool, PA. That's the MB & Sons 24 TJ Stutz. Red number 2 on the inside. Last night's feature event winner from Monrovia, Indiana, the R. Norris Trucking, CoastalRaceParts.com, number 13, Justin Peck. And Peck is joined by the racer out of Norman, Oklahoma, in the South Bay Partners, Bear Archery, number 39. It's Christopher Bell. Row number 3, looking to the inside, we will find the Pigeon Hills Designs, Meckley Contracting Services, Dynatech Controls, number 99M, out of Lewisburg, PA. That's Kyle Moody rolling off in that number 5 starting spot. And to his outside, Out of Origsburg, Pennsylvania, the Blue Knob Auto, Outlaw Cool Company, R&N Tires, number 35, it's Tyler Reeser. Row number 4 to the inside, it will be Austin Bishop out of Elverson, Pennsylvania, Moose Meadows, Cozy Clothes, BME number 11A car. And his outside, 4-time PA Speedweek champ out of Mechanicsburg, PA, Orange Crate Brewing Company, Pabst Blue Ribbon, the 5W, Lucas Wolf. Final starter on the field, Aaron Bollinger, the number 16A car, hailing from Burnsboro, PA. Bollinger Septic Services, Nationwide McIntyre, Jared McEwen Construction, sponsors on that 16A car. One to watch in this one's going to be Lucas Wolf, the 5W. Came out here, and that car was stumbling in qualifying, just didn't quite sound up to snuff. So unfortunately, puts him behind the 8-ball big time for the rest of the night. He starts 8th in this heat race number 2 as he'll try to race his way up through. Again, thanks so much for joining us here on the broadcast. Todd Wilder checking in from up in Canada, one of our Canadian friends. Percy. I'm just practicing. Nobody in this heat race is from that town, and that town's becoming more and more famous every time I say it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they need all the help they can get there. Maybe not. So Port Royal Speedway tomorrow. If you're ever in Port Royal, there is a, I can't believe I'm talking about this, but one of the things if you travel is finding laundromats, right? Well, Port Royal Speedway, just across the street, you literally can walk there from Speedway, is a little laundromat that is awesome because it is environmentally friendly laundromat, and it's actually has solar power. The hot water tanks are, hot water's all heated by solar net. It has like a little, you can go in there and read the plaque that explains how everything works, and it's kind of neat. Kind of on the forefront of laundromat technology, and you didn't see that one coming in Port Royal. At least I didn't. So make sure you swing in and do some laundry. Also follow along with the PA Speedweek. You can find them on Facebook and Twitter. You can also find it at paspeedweek.com if you're looking for the website. Follow along with Thunder on the Hill Racing Series. On Twitter, it's at TOTH Racing. Don't forget to follow along with FloRacing. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot of good stuff goes up on our YouTube channel. We should have a top 5 coming out this week. I know everybody likes those, and we enjoy doing them, but all members involved with the top 5 are out and about this week at on assignment. Even the Silver Bullet, Gary Silverman, who currently is sitting right underneath of me. Well, I mean another floor down, not literally. I'm not sitting on him, but you know what I'm saying. But we'll get you one this week. 24 cars up front, cut loose. Abreu on the inside is going to be the first one down into turn number 1 and 2. Leads the charge, and a beautiful move by Justin Peck to the inside. TJ Stutz goes into P2 on the field for the number 13 car, and he's coming after Abreu down into turn number 3 and 4. He'll crank it onto the front straightaway. Meanwhile, back behind, Christopher Bell currently running 5th. 6th is up for grabs, and here comes Austin Bishop down the inside. Picks off the number 35 car. Bishop goes into the final transfer spot. Reeser shuffled back. He'll hustle along, try to get himself off the bump, run down Christopher Bell in the 39. Blade formation, Cal Moody with a little drive job on the 24, TJ Stutz. Stutz, unfortunately, dropping anchor and falling back through the field. Moves back into 4th after Moody clears him down on the inside. TJ looking for something. Working that car around on the racetrack, needs a little more traction for action or something of that nature if he's going to get it hustling along. As the racers are up front, Abreu brings him across. Justin Peck running in that number 2 spot, trails by 2 or 3 car lengths. They have pulled a full straightaway over Kyle Moody, who runs P3 on the field. As Peck working just a tick lower than Abreu, trying to get something happening down low, shorten up the racetrack and run off some distance on Rico. Meanwhile, Rico got her on cruise control in the 24R car. Rowdy Energy Ride singing a merry tune down into the corner. He's got a big fan base here at Grandview Speedway. They visited with him all day today down at the Souvenir and Apparel Trailer. Meanwhile, back behind, TJ Stutz trying to hold off Christopher Bell. Bell down on the inside, brings the old Swindell Speed Lab to call one more time and works on the 24. We only got 4, makes that 3 laps to go. For your race leaders up front, and Bell another little peeky poo down low. Digs his way out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. He's got position down low, forcing Stutz to ride the rim onto the back chute. So far, the 24 car up to the task, and here comes Bell, another run. He's going to slide up and steal some wind from the sails and try to get himself into one more spot, and Stutz says not so much. Beautiful little crossover by Christopher Bell. Perfectly timed. That'll put him out into that position now. Bell moves the 39 car up one more spot. We just about got this one finished. Here comes the checker flag. Rico Abreu picking up the win. 13 of Justin Peck's going to go second. Kyle Moody's going to be third. Fourth is going to go to Christopher Bell to number 39. Fifth, TJ Stutz. And the 11A, Austin Bishop. Raced into that final transfer spot. Wowie Kapowie. Lucas Wolf finishes out one spot shy. Tyler Reeser and Aaron Bollinger not able to get through. Now, Christopher Bell, if you're watching timing and scoring, his transponder quit working partway through, so it's showing him with only 5 laps complete. So his transponder gave up the ghost, or it's laying out here on the racetrack somewhere. Whatever the case may be, Bell actually finished inside a transfer spot. So that's what happened there. So bring out heat race number 3. Rolling from the pole in heat race number 3 is going to be Elk Grove, California's Kyle Larson into Finley Farms, Tarleton & Sons, Lucas Oil number 57. I know he's outside, out of Pengrove, California. CJB Motorsports, R.A. Pearson Construction, number 5X, and Buddy Kofoid. Row number 2 on the inside from Gettysburg, PA. It is Danny Dietrich III in the SweeneyCars.com. Pace Performance, Sandoz Fruit Market, number 48. And he is flanked by the racer out of Nashville, Tennessee, and the CJB Motorsports, R.A. Pearson Construction, number 5. It's Paul McMahon. Row number 3 on the inside. Devin Borden, hailing from Raymond, Washington. Tron Outdoor, Blazers Body Shop, Lelands.com. Hefner Racing, number 27, is going to roll off 5th on the field. And he's outside, the racer out of Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. Sean Hour Plumbing, Hess Ornamental Iron, Rapid Tire, number 69K. It's Lance DeWeese. Now takes back to row number 4 on the inside. It is Edders, Pennsylvania's Bradley Howard. The Duroc Electric, Stauffer Motorsports, A-Lane Living, number 49H. And his outside, Justin Whittle. Out of Southampton, New Jersey, Mid-Atlantic Transport, J.G. Cronenberger Jewelry, Pioneer Auto Body, number 67, starting 8th. Final starter on the field for a long time since he's been behind the wheel of a race car, Green Lane, Pennsylvania's Sam Schlossberg. Number 70 slated to roll off 9th. Getting your heat race winner and your fastest qualifier, should they transfer, will both go into a redraw for tonight's feature event unless the fastest qualifier wins, in which case he eliminates a redraw position. So far, that has not happened. So we'll see what happens in heat race number 3. Our final heat race here for the sprint cars. Nancy Moyer checking in on Twitter. Lives right across from that laundromat. That's awesome. Cool little town, Port Royal. Be easy to live there. Dylan Sisney gave us a tour of Port Royal Speedway. If you missed that, get on the Flow Sports app and you actually just search for Port Royal, and I'm sure it'll come up. But Sisney took us all around the town of Port Royal and showed us some cool stuff. There is I think it's a church, or it might have been a city hall, that has like a hidden, I can't remember what's hidden on it now. It's not a squirrel. It could be an umbrella. I can't remember. Frog. It's frog. That's what it is. It's a frog. It's hidden on a building downtown. I know how to find the building. I know how to find it, but I can't remember what the building was, or is. But anyhow, it's a neat little tour. You can find out if you watch it. Just get on the Flow Sports app and do a little searching around. Don't forget about the Flow films as well. And the Big Flow film that I always recommend, and there's a lot of really good ones up there, but one of my favorite that I saw was about the lion killer. And he's a power lifter, but he's also a coach and a little bit of a philosopher, and that was a very cool one. Very interesting outlook on life. So if you're looking for something fun to watch, getting tired of the old Netflix and whatever else you watch, Hulu, you might want to check out some Flow films. Shout out to the California kid tuned in watching on the broadcast here tonight, Brendan Rogers. Making things happen. Thanks for joining us on the broadcast. Tim Truex, no doubt, watching as well from out in the great state of California. We got a lot of good racing action from out in California. USAC Racing fired up out there, and big time. We might have something in our top 5 from California this week. Just have to wait and see. Something for you to look forward to, right? Set to go on his third heat race, 10 laps of distance, top 6 to advance. Everybody else to the B main. Again, the B main is lined up. Your 2 fastest qualifiers that don't transfer start on the front row. Everybody else is lined up straight up based on the heat race finishes. And we'll take the top 6 from the B main. 24-car starting field for tonight's 35-lap feature event that pays $10,000 to win at the Levan Machine and Equipment Hodnick Cup right here at Grandview Speedway, part of the Thunder on the Hill Racing Series. A big shout out going out to Red Robin Gourmet Burgers and Brews for sponsoring the PA Speedweek. Jake's Karts also sponsoring Hard Charger out here. Jake's Karts, you can check them out online. If you're a racer, you might want to check out their pit mules. They got some neat little narrow pit mules for small trailers. Got to see those at PRI whenever that happened, which I think it's happening again this year, so I'm looking forward to that. So Kyle Larson down the inside, getting ready to bring his field to life. Buddy Kofoid to the outside. You talk about 2 talented racers up front. Then you got Danny Dietrich sitting back on row number 2 along with Paul McMahon. It's just the list goes on and on. Devin Borden, Lance DeWeese, Bradley Howard, Justin Whittle, Sam Schlossberg. All out here for this 3rd and final heat race. We get set to cut them loose. Off we go. Holy smokes. Danny Dietrich punched the throttle. That thing hooked the front end up and poked right into the wall coming out of turn number 4, so that was not a good start for the number 48 car. Got her hustling along in P4, however. Up front, it's Kyle Larson leading the way. Buddy Kofoid running second. McMahon and Dietrich trying to recalibrate. And there goes Lance Luis down the inside. Picks off Devin Borden. He'll move the 69K car up into P5 on the field, and that'll put Borden back onto the bump spot in the 27. Bradley Howard is out looking in as Larson sets the pace on the field with a 12.587 lap time. 2 laps scored into the books. Larson starting to stretch his legs on the rest of the field. Buddy Kofoid can't hang on to him in the 5X car. McMahon looks pretty solid in P3, although Dietrich's starting to chew down low. Here comes Lance DeWeese closing on that battle, and it's going to be Dietrich taking a look at the number 3 spot this next lap around as here he comes. Paul McMahon about to catch a little bit of company. Down in turn number 1 and 2 as they'll whip it into the corner. Dietrich digging and pawing, scratching and clawing. Can't quite get up alongside the number 5 car, but he's within a car length and a half and probably the closest battle on the racetrack. Touring with Larson up front. Here comes Dietrich, another look down low. Got her rotating and motivating on the bottom side of the racetrack. McMahon, however, carrying a little bit too much steam around the top shelf for the number 5 car for Dietrich to get a run at him. Larson through. 4 laps to go. That time by for the number 57. Buddy Kofoid running in that number 2 spot. Paul McMahon running 3rd. Danny Dietrich 4th. 5th still Lance DeWeese, and 6th is Devin Borden, the number 27 car. Bradley Howard back by about half a straightaway to that final transfer spot. Dietrich again trying to close on Paul McMahon. McMahon a little slip of the grip coming out of the corner. Maybe that last time in turn number 2 he's got a little wide. Now the deuce spun the tires on it. It's 2 laps to go. You're going to see the white flag the next time by for Kyle Larson up front, who's almost run down a little bit of lap traffic. Schlossberg in the number 70 car about to catch a little bit of company. We'll set him around Grandview Speedway one more time. Checkered flag will be displayed this time out of turn number 4, and I believe the song's going to remain the same. It's going to be Kyle Larson picking up the heat race win at number 57. Second is going to go to Buddy Kofoid in the 5X. Paul McMahon. 48 at Danny Dietrich. Devin Borden gets across. 5th on the field. Our 6th and final transfer spot, Bradley Howard. So we'll put that one into the books. There you have it. Heat race action complete for the 410 sprint cars. And unfortunately, a 69K had pulled off the racetrack. Something wrong with the 69K, so gave up that final transfer spot for Lance DeWeese. That'll put him into a B main event. And that's what slid Bradley Howard forward. And DeWeese popped off the back chute right behind the building. I didn't even see him come off, but I knew we were missing somebody. And lo and behold, it's the Fayetteville, Pennsylvania racer. It's getting pushed back into the pit area. So they are having a tough time here the last couple of PA Speedweek stops. In the meantime, here come the 358 Modifieds. I'm going to send you back down to Jeff.
And Kyle Larson are your 3 heat winners tonight. All will pick up $50 gift certificates from Zemco Headers. Thanks to Zemco Headers for putting up the gift certificates. And again,